It's not really sassy. Good. There. Why not? No. Good evening. Today is Tuesday, November 5th, and the time is 6 p.m. I could talk straight. Give me just the regular meeting of the following will come to order. Victorville City Council and the same council sitting as the Victorville Library Board of Trustees. The Southern California Logistic Airport Authority. You want- Success- Testing. There we go. Yes? Try again. The regular meeting of the following will come to order. The Victorville City Council and the same council sitting as the Victorville Library Board of Trustees. The Southern California Logistics Airport Authority. Successor agency to the redevelopment agency. The sitting as the housing successor agency. Joint Powers Finance Authority and the Victorville Water District. Madam Clerk, will you kindly call the roll?
Councilmember Gomez is absent. Councilmember Irving. Present. Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman.
Here.
Mayor Becerra.
Present.
We have quorum.
Thank you. Tonight's invocation will be led by Pastor Dane Davis with Impact Christian Church, and our pledge will be led by Captain Randy German. Would you please stand?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Notice that a lot of people today are pretty nervous, a little on edge. Evidently, there's an election going on and we're waiting for results. And it was just no coincidence, I thought, when I sent out my daily devotion to my daughters and to a few dozen men this morning. I've been making my way through Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, and I happened to get to that beatitude. It's the seventh of the eight beatitudes that says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons of God." And so that'll be one of my prayers for all of us tonight, that no matter what happens with the results tonight, who's going to be in the White House or who's going to be on this city council right here in the city of Victorville, we want to pray that God uses us to sow seeds of peace in our community and in our nation. Let's pray for that together. Heavenly Father, once again, we come to you thanking you for the privilege of leadership. And Father, sometimes when you give me a little bit better of a bird's eye view, Lord, I shake my head and wonder, why me? Lord, why do you call us to lead? We may not ever completely understand why, but we thank you for the privilege of leadership and placing us in the posts where you've placed us for such a time as this. And Lord, there are a lot of people that are nervous tonight, a lot of people who are on edge, a lot of people who are worried. And I pray, oh God, that you would use each of us here to sow seeds of peace in the lives of those around us. Because, Lord, ultimately, no matter who ends up in the White House or even who ends up on the city council here in Victorville, we believe that above every leader is the greatest of all leaders, Jesus Christ. And so we look to you tonight to be our strength, to be our guide, to give us wisdom and strength and peace during this troubled time that we live in. Lord, I just pray for peace in this chamber tonight. And everyone who's joining, Lord, via Zoom, I pray that there would be peace. And I pray this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, will you present the agenda and any revisions there too?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There are no revisions to the agenda this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. At this time, I'm asking our council members any conflict of interest?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, any request to speak?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Victorville City Council. Your City Council is interested in your ideas and opinions and furthermore endeavors to incorporate them into its deliberations. At the same time, the council must be able to carry out its business in an organized and efficient manner, free from material disruption. Therefore, this meeting will be administered in accordance with the council's established policies and procedures and Government Code Section 54957.9 and 54957.95. Individuals may speak on agenda items or on issues not posted on the agenda during the public comment section, provided those issues are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. Individual speakers may address the council once per public comment period and once per each public hearing item for up to 3 minutes. Additional time may be allotted for appeal hearings in accordance with the city's adopted policy and procedure manual. Those who desire to comment on a public hearing item may wish to reserve their remarks until that particular public hearing has been opened. All testimony is to be directed solely to the council. Although open meeting laws do not permit council members to engage in dialogue with any speaker during the public comment period, please know your comments and questions may be taken into consideration by council members when discussing the particular agenda item. The presiding officer may briefly respond or have staff respond to statements or questions, or may request that the staff report back to the council at a subsequent meeting. Speakers are requested to comment as briefly as the subject permits. Once comments are invited, the speaker will be called on by name, then recognized by the presiding officer. The speaker will state the item number that will be addressed or that the subject is a non-agendized matter. Audience members may not disrupt, disturb, or otherwise impede the orderly conduct of this meeting, and those who do are subject to removal from the meeting pursuant to Penal Code 403. Your understanding and cooperation are appreciated. Our first speaker this evening is Randy Wang on a non-agendized item.
Hello, dear City Council, dear city members. My name is Randy Wing, and I have a rental property at 13756 Mesa Linda Avenue. And I was rent my tenant to my tenant, Yingming Chen, and this is my first home, and I don't have experience to manage my house, and I don't know much about the United States of Tennessee regulation and rules. And that happened, my tenant was growing marijuana in my property. At that time, and city staff didn't arrest any person in that time, and they gave me a citation of me, which means I'm the landlord. And I felt this unfair to me, and I have a proof that this matter is nothing to do with me. And the city staff told me that this is a California law, and didn't arrest any person inside the house, and the landlord has responsible and responsible for the matters. and I have a limit capability, and I don't have a good education, and I don't know much about the laws. And I follow the city requirement to repair my house back to a normal conditions, at that and try to keep the property maintained clean. And I already spent like almost like 70,000 to repair to back to with the permit, the building permit, and the city still find me like 100 per plan, in total of 1,461 plans, and came up of a total of $146,100. This is a huge amount of the fine, so I really can afford it. And this matter has been happened almost 2 years. And I live in Northern California. I don't live around here, and far away from here, and back and forth about like 13 hours drive. And plus my life and my work pressure makes me so stressful. I can able to handle it. I decide to sell my house to solve this matter. And I also talked to the realtor to estimate my house of the market is right now roughly
Your time is up.
How much more till you finish?
just like 1 minute, 2 minutes.
I'll give you 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. And about like this house value about like 520,000, and now house has no electricity and has been grow marijuana before. I don't think the property right now worth like 400,000, and I still owe the bank balance of 200,000, and the house been people who stole the electricity bypass, they get a debt of $110,000, and plus the house been sell fee everything, it could be like returned to like about 400,000. And I right now I offer 40,000 to the city, and I use my most valuable property to solve this matter. And
Your time is up.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, does she have your name and your number for our city attorney can look into this for us?
I have a copy if you can have it.
Okay. Make sure she has your name, the city clerk, your name and a phone number where you can be reached. Yes? Thank you, sir, for coming. Our city attorney will look into it.
Okay, so 1 more 30 seconds.
What did you want to say?
Just
Go ahead.
a little bit below, a little bit, just 2 sentences.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. And I offer the 40,000 to use my most valuable property to solve this matter. And I hope this city and city council member can accept my offer to solve this matters. Thank you.
Our city attorney will get back to us on this matter. Thank you, sir.
Our next speaker is Aisha Elliott on a non-agendized item.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Aisha Elliott. I'm here because I have a notice of pendency on my property for having bare dirt landscape. I'm a single mother, barely making ends meet. I actually should be home preparing my children a meal right now, but I'm here. I have been on the waiting list since July for funding through the city. I was told by code enforcement that they are not aware who is on the waiting list. That's very confusing when the two departments are right across from each other inside City Hall. I do not understand why the two departments cannot communicate with each other. Code enforcement also only gives you 3 requests for more time, even if you are waiting for the grant from the city. If I'm waiting for the grant, how can I afford a record of pendency on my property? I have been working overtime and when I can, and I'm also trying to get a second job so that I can afford to do this ASAP. With the little money I have made, I did start some landscape, but the letter that I received says that nothing has been done. The day that Officer Jay Gonzalez came to my property, he did not even try to make contact with me. I was actually working that day, but I had a family member there helping me with my children. I cannot afford to pay somebody to landscape for me, so it's me and my children doing this ourselves. My yard is 2,500 square feet, so it's going to take us some time. So please bear with us and not put us in more of a financial hardship than we already are in. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Metzler, can Mr. Duran meet with her?
We will have Mr. Duran reach out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, there are no additional speakers this evening.
Thank you, ma'am. At this time, we're going to move on to the consent calendar. Items 1 through 6. Any questions or comments by council?
Madam Mayor, I move that we adopt staff's recommendation, that the council and the council acting in its various capacities adopts staff's recommendation, staff's recommendation on the consent calendar.
Sorry. Second.
I have a first by Councilmember Jones, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Harriman. Madam Clerk, will you please take the vote?
Councilmember Irving?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman?
Yes.
Mayor Becerra?
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Gomez being absent.
Thank you. We've now taken action on items 1 through 6 in accordance with the recommendations set forth on the agenda. We'll be moving on to the consent calendar, written communication. Item 7, approval of the amendment number 2 for the renewable power purchase and sale agreement with AM Wind Power LCC. Mr. Metzler, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and members of the council. As you know, predominantly for economic development reasons in two general areas within the city, the Foxborough Industrial Park and the Southern California Logistics Airport, we operate our own municipal utility providing natural gas retail services along with retail electrical services to industrial customers within those particular areas. And as this item deals with the electric side of the utility, we do have a responsibility as a part of our providing electricity to provide a certain threshold or certain amount of renewable energy to our customers as a part of our larger portfolio. And so this particular item involves a renewable power purchase and sale agreement. Effectively, it's the document that allows us to procure energy from a electricity producer through transmission. Electricity gets to our facility out at the airport, and we're able to drop it down to be consumed by our users. And so with that, this is one of two contracts that we have outstanding. This is a contract that we entered into back in 2020 to purchase about 11 megawatts of renewable power, approximately 55,000 megawatt hours, all from a wind farm that has been constructed and is in place and is just going through the final approval process with Edison, basically to be able to deliver power into the grid. The project has been delayed, and we've actually visited this particular contract on previous instances where we basically had to recast the term on the contract or the time period in which the power provider can deliver power. And in fact, we've actually been collecting liquidated damages because of the power provider not being able to meet their targeted date. Nonetheless, this item particularly recasts the delivery date for electricity to May 31st, 2025. Also allows for the collection of liquidated damages by us from the power provider until that time. And with that, this mechanism, believing that they will be complete and certified to produce by the May 31st timeframe, then we'll be able to add this renewable power to our portfolio of power for the electric utility. So with that, the author on this item is your Director of Electric Utility Services, Ms. Brenda Hampton, and she's available for any questions or comments you might have.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
That the Honorable City Council approve Amendment Number 2 to the Renewable Power Purchase and Sale Agreement with AM Wind Repower LLC.
Thank you. At this time, we'll do technical questions from Councilmember Jones.
I have none. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Irving.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Harriman.
I have none.
And I have none. I'll invite a motion for this item.
Move to adopt staff's recommendation.
Second.
But first by Councilmember Jones, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Harriman. Councilmember Jones, any comments?
I have none.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman.
I have none.
Councilmember Irving.
No, ma'am.
And I have none. Madam Clerk, would you please take the vote?
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Gomez being absent.
Thank you. We've now taken action to approve staff's recommendation as presented on the agenda. Item 8, Runway 17-35, Reconstruction Bidding Support, Construction Management and Inspection Service Project CC 21-015. Mr. Metzler, would you kindly introduce this item?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and members of the council. As you're aware, out at the Southern California Logistics Airport, we inherited from the military, the Air Force particularly, a runway system that comprises 2 runways, a primary north-south runway that's commonly referred to as runway 1735, along with a crosswind runway, which is runway 321. And as you know, we've been working over the years to actually rehabilitate the primary runway 1735. As you know, the condition in which we inherited the runway does not meet or adhere to the standards for runways, especially as it relates to the type of aircraft that are operating through the SCLA. And so with that, we've been working on reconstructing altogether the pavement that is the runway system out there. This item is actually involving Phase 5, which, as you know, on October 15th, we actually awarded a contract for the construction. This item is dealing specifically with the construction management so that we have somebody independently overseeing the actual construction and making sure that the construction is adhering to the actual design that was put forward in the bid. So with that, this item has been authored by your airport director, Mr. Eric Ray, and he's available for any questions or comments you might have.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you please read the recommendation?
That the Southern California Logistics Airport Authority Board of Directors approve Amendment 3 to the Consultant Professional Services Provider Agreement to Burns and McDonnell Engineering Company, Inc. for bidding support, construction management, and inspection services, Project CC 21-015, increasing the total not to exceed compensation by $142,872.52 to $1,180,236.35, and extending the term of the agreement to June 30th, 2025.
Thank you. This time
Madam Mayor, I do not have any questions. Thank you.
I don't. Thank you.
I have none.
Madam Mayor, I move that the SCLA Board of Directors adopt staff's recommendation as presented on the agenda.
Madam Mayor, can you speak into your microphone a bit? Thank you.
None. Thank you.
I have none.
No, ma'am.
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra. Motion passes with Councilmember Gomez being absent.
Yeah, before they come.
Let's flip the
trigger.
mics today. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a few updates to share with you. First, on the environmental program side of the house, wanted to share with you, as you know, on October 26th, we had our annual community cleanup day. Had another great success. We had 785 volunteers actually participate throughout the community in helping clean up trash just out in the open areas of the city. We were able to handle nearly 9 tons of trash during that event. So another major success with some great volunteerism from our community. Also coming up is another one of our favorite events, Free Dump Day, which is on Saturday, November 16th, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's in its regular place, which is the former UP middle school right there off of Forest and 8th Street. Your Animal Services Department or Division will actually be at Costco this Saturday, November 9th, between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. So if you're looking for a forever friend or know somebody that's trying to find a forever friend, there are going to be plenty there at Costco this Saturday. On the engineering side of the house, American Public Works Association has awarded the Victorville Wellness Center a Best Project of the Year award in the building category. This award recognizes public buildings that provide critical spaces that support community services and enhance quality of life. It's our second year in a row actually winning an award through this organization. So hats off, kudos to the team that not only put the application together, but was involved in the build out of the Wellness Center. Also, as a part of the citywide pavement preservation and maintenance project, pavement coatings will begin slurry sealing a number of locations throughout the city this week. You've probably seen crews out there doing crack sealing throughout. That's all in anticipation of the pavement coatings being applied. So you'll see a little bit of additional construction activity with probably the bulk of it you'll see down in the Golden Triangle area. And notwithstanding that, we've got some commercial and residential updates, which will all be included in the actual development report, which I'll forward via email as we end this meeting. That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Item 10, discussion and possible action regarding upcoming agenda items. Councilmember Irving?
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Councilmember Jones?
I do, Madam Mayor, thank you. I move to place on the next agenda an action item wherein we consider whether to place a recurring item on the agenda every year for the council to decide whether it wishes to adjust its compensation within the confines prescribed in law.
Second.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor.
Did I speak out of?
Yeah, no.
No, can you restate your motion? I didn't
Sure.
understand.
Sure. I move to place on the next agenda an action item wherein we consider whether to place a recurring item on the agenda every year for the council to decide whether it wishes to adjust its compensation within the confines prescribed by law.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
So that was seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Harriman. Madam Clerk?
Yes. Councilmember Irving?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman?
Yes.
Mayor Becerra?
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Gomez being absent.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have one other quick one.
Go ahead.
Madam Mayor, thank you. I move that we place on the next agenda an action item to remove Michael Kraus from the city's Measure P Oversight Committee as he no longer holds a position in education.
Okay.
I second that.
I have a first by Councilmember Jones, a second by Councilmember Irving. Take roll call vote. Councilmember Irving?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman?
Yes.
Mayor Becerra?
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Gomez being absent.
Thank you. Did you see it? No more?
No more.
Ah.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman?
I have nothing. Nothing.
And I do. I would like to, okay, I have one. I would like to request an item for discussion and possible action on the November 19th meeting to cancel the regular city council meeting of December the 3rd, since the agenda for that meeting would be required to go out during Thanksgiving break. Additionally, the election results are not expected to be back till after that meeting also.
I second that.
There we go. First-
I do have a question for clarification, if I could, Madam Mayor. So I understand the rationale, but Mr. DeBortnowski, nothing prevents us from holding a special meeting to do the swearing in and organization.
That is correct. That could be happening at a special meeting, or you could adjourn a regular meeting to that meeting
Right.
as well.
But the motion before us is, the request before us is to just cancel. Got it. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
First by Mayor Becerra, second by Councilmember Irving. Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Irving,
Yes.
Councilmember Jones,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Harriman,
Yes.
Mayor Becerra.
Yes.
Motion passes with Councilmember Gomez being absent.
Thank you. That's all I have. Thank you. Item 11, reports from council members. I'm going to go a little bit out of the way on this one. I'm going to start with myself so council knows what the direction they can go in. Since possibly this is my second to the last meeting, to staff and you guys, executive staff, both sides, to the mayor. Thank you. I mean, to the city attorney. I can't even say it all. Thank you very much for this, what you've done and how we've worked together. I thank you very much for that. To the airport, thank you very much. IT, thank you. Guys in the back that we can't see in that two-way mirror, thank you. To your staff, sir, thank you very much for all they do. Now, we'll continue. Councilmember Irving,
I don't have anything to report.
thank you. Councilmember Jones,
I'll defer my reports until the next meeting.
thank you. Councilmember Harriman? Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes.
ahead.
I had the pleasure of speaking to third graders at the Endeavor Elementary School on community involvement, and it was an honor to be asked to do it, and that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 6:29. This meeting's adjourned. Yeah, I was trying.